Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you one of Hikaru Nakamura's games when he played against South African hostler. And in this game Hikaru offered money if he wants, but he didn't. So let's see this game. Hikaru plays with black pieces, and here we have Queen's Gambit. Hikaru Nakamura not take, controlling the center with more pieces. And c6, very simple opening. This trade isn't mistake, but most of players doing this in middle game. But anyway, knight f3 also overprotect a5 and so on. Bishop d6, and it's really good move because you need to bring your pieces the most active squares, and that's the most. Bishop g5 attacking the queen, and knight has to protect. a3 to bring another piece, bishop d3, simple development. That's not very much about opening, that's about your best game you see, okay, just with good moves. Here bishop a6, you may think that's not the best move that can be, but bishop a6, that's just controlling d5, probably in the future going c5. He will go, but you will see. But in this diagonal, bishop is doing really great job. Queen c2 attack on h7, probably bishop g5 he was trying to just attack on h7, why not? h6, also pawn is not under attack and the bishop is threatened. Queen d7, that's the same position and very simple game in the opening. And a3, because from before black, Hikaru Nakamura can trade with his really good bishop, and this diagonal won't be overpressured from white, so rook c8, king bring to safety, because in long castle the king needs to guard it from that pawn, okay, on b2. But Hikaru Nakamura trying to bring these pawns and b4 probably. Okay, that's straight, and dark square was doing great job, so they do not need to trade, but anyway, that should be an accurate move. c5 to bring this position open, and even before could be a move. Also, if you take with the knight, you should take the bishop, which now see he's taking this b5. But anyway, black sacrificed that, and black position is a little bit better here, because Hikaru Nakamura have this black diagonal b-file, okay, and bishop c6, because that's very well aggressive and there is some squares that should be defended, and that's not easy to create some attack there. Okay, now Hikaru Nakamura is trying to mate from b2, but he wants to keep that dark square bishop, but first he's trying to mate. Let's see how is it important. He traded his white bishop, and now d5 is under attack, but there is no huge problem, you know, because just takes and a3 was hang. Hikaru Nakamura sacrificed the bishop for this a3 pawn, because the another bishop is hang. Chess Whistler accepting that, and we have this position where rook c1 is a little bit inaccuracy, and even in this position just not easy to play, because white position is a little bit overextended, like so much weaknesses. All these pawns are weaknesses for him, because on f5 that's doubled and some isolated pawns. And that's actual position or not? Yes, but that's actual, but black has -2 advantage. But all these pawns gonna drop, because queen a4 just time pressure, or I don't know. Queen a5 and then another pawn is hang. So some simple development. Knight b5, you are trying to knight a3 and fork, because he can't take because the spin and so on. We have king a1 to bring king safety, but Hikaru trying to get this a file. Probably rook a6, king b1 and rook b8, because in that position king can't go just a3, and that's trying to fork. Okay, very good, so let's see what we have here. Queen f5, just I will say pinning this, and anytime he can take that queen and trade, so he should have really good and winning endgame, but he's still not doing that over protecting the knight, and you know, king c1 is a perfect move because this protects so much squares here. Even a3 is hang. Okay, just some simple moves, and they are trying to improve your position. White is trying to kick black pieces and have some advantage. Positional advantage, okay, but let's don't forget that white are down 2 pawns. Queen a7, and the only move I will say queen a4, why not, because from a1 will be checkmate, and if it's not, just a very tricky position here. They are getting this straight and 1 pawn loose from white. And okay, and that's 2 pawns gonna drop because they are very weak. Also black is also that weak pawns on that queen side. Okay, some simple development, and in this position Hikaru and Chess Hustler are playing so much like super bullet match. Rook f3 and okay, king g7 can be moved because that's not a mistake. Even black could take pawn on d4, but because if rook guard that's pawn on d4, you know, king can go closer, and somehow if the rook defend d4 and king can't go closer because rook is protecting all that c file from the king. So that's why that's not a mistake, but already white position is a very bad. f2 is hang. If you can't defend, just attack. Probably he's trying to use this rule, and that's the end game, just pushing the pawns forward, and be sure you are not blundering. They placed so fast there, but I don't know why white didn't resign play it until I will say before 3 or 4 moves.